that lady likes these soft carols as well. Her favorite is Well No Other Sleep. They were.
We'll all take heed as to what we learn from this smoking. Perhaps we should teach the gesture a better pastime. Clank! Silence! What is the meaning of all this shouting?
We are trying to remember what my true love gave me on the 12th day of Christmas.
I'm sure he gave me nothing. All right. There's been one in the court now.
Tonight, let's gather our voices here so we might refresh our memories. Shall we?
On the first day of Christmas, my love to me, a partridge in a pear tree.
On the day of Christmas, two turtle doves,
And a partridge in a pear tree.
On the third day of Christmas, my love gave me 3 fresh hens.
turtle doves,
And a partridge in a pear tree.
On the fourth day of Christmas, my love gave me 4 3 fresh hens.
turtle doves,
And a partridge in a pear tree. 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 And a partridge in a pear tree.
On the ninth day of Christmas, my love gave me 9 cutters, but there's no 60 delays. 4 3 fresh hens.
And a partridge in a pear tree.
Christmas, my true love gave me 10 ladies.
Christmas and head.
And now we're ready to go.
Let hand claps fill the hall.
To let the singers know their song to touch the hearts of all.
Wish you a Merry Christmas. Wish you a Merry Christmas.
We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Good tidings we bring to you and your kin. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Now bring us a bill pudding. Now bring us Merry pudding. Now bring us Merry pudding and bring us some happy.
Good tidings we bring to you and your kin. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We all like pudding.
We all like the pudding.
We all like pudding. So bring some happy food. Tidings we bring to you and your kin. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And we won't go till we got some. We won't go till we got some. We won't go till we got some. So bring some happy. Good tidings we bring to you and your kin. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. A Happy New Year. A Happy New Year. A Happy New Year.
A Happy New Year.
A Happy New Year.
A Happy New Year.
A Happy New Year. A Happy New Year.
Days are short, night last. We entertain as in days past, giving thanks to the spirit unfolds as we sing again the herald bold. Now we sing all in one chord, peace of God our Lord. And now carol in Latin and German by the well-known composer Michael Torres.
Sorry, 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 we shall go with the beginning of something. And the red for your brother, we shall sing to the old. I said it like it could fly. All the second, the 19th and 2nd July. All the 19th and 2nd July. We shall go with the beginning of something. And the red for your brother, we shall sing to the old. Now we
heart. Field and fountain, moor and mountain, following yonder star.
Oh, star of wonder, star of night, star with all your beauty bright, westward leading still the sea, guide us to thy perfect light.
For nothing on that cloud's lane, all thy green to crown again, being forever, ceasing never, over us all to reign.
Oh, star of wonder, star of night, star with all your beauty bright, westward leading still the sea, guide us to thy perfect light.
And content to offer high, incense songs of deity night, prayer and praising, almond raising, worshiping God most high.
Oh, star of wonder, star of night, star with royal beauty bright, westward leading still the sea, guide us to thy perfect light.
Dreams of life gathering, sorrowing sigh, bleeding, dying, still in a stone cold tomb.
Oh, star of wonder, star of night, star with royal beauty bright, westward leading still the sea, guide us to thy perfect light. Glorious thou beholding our eyes, King and God in sacrifice, passing hallelujah, hallelujah, he has resigned. Oh, star of wonder, star of night, star with royal beauty bright, westward leading till the sea, guide us to thy perfect light.
He all the news today. Cross that border born. And down the ancient lively hero from the Inks Isle, dig back 700 or more.
Imagine in the dawn, he of the day, the blood on the water, now we must obey. Shepherd in a field, and hung like a sheep, and all that for word, and life in the sea. God is sorrowing and shaking, take a spoke of races, and cast it on the clouds. Noah, 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 Noah.
Oh, pardon me, will believe. The gracious height now repeat. Gloria, 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 in excelsis.
How odd to see a rising sun and setting moon. It seems we've only just begun. We depart so soon, but alas, the candles are burning low, the fire just ember. And this night was destined to become one we'll just remember. So I ask you now to join us as dimly goes the light, and beg you add thine voices as we close with silent night. The hour is late. The time to clear the hall. Do not let us part there. I have thanked one and all for keeping the spirit of Christmas with us this night. And beg thy faith. Join us again at 12 months hence.
The singers of the Madrigal and all the babies.
Wish you a Merry Christmas from the eldest to the least.
May love overflow in fruit. As we wish you a Merry Christmas in the word of kindly Tim. God bless us, everyone.
And
the German scene today, the Cologne Cathedral is 750 years old. Doctors Without Borders, an aid organization saving lives. New beginning, Volkswagen making cars again, Sarajevo. Babelberg Studios, the film and media center in Potsdam. And Boris Becker, talent spotting for his junior team.
The unmistakable symbol of the city, the Cologne Cathedral on the banks of the River Rhine. This year celebrated its 750th anniversary, it's now been added to UNESCO's World Heritage List. The Pontifical Mass, the most important of the anniversary celebrations. The Archbishop's guests, prominent figures from church and state, some from as far away as Tokyo, Bangkok, and Tokyo, filled the 6,000 seats of Germany's biggest church. Cologne Cathedral, a masterpiece of Gothic architecture, though not actually completed until 1880. The relics of the three Magi, which found their way to Cologne under mysterious circumstances in the 12th century, had to be housed in a fitting place of pilgrimage. By 1560, the cathedral was half finished, and for various reasons stayed that way for another 3 centuries. Nowadays, the magnificent sandstone edifice is pride of Cologne and the biggest attraction for visitors to the city. The holy relics themselves, which are among the most important in Christendom, are preserved in the resplendent shrine of the three wise men. Climbing the famous Twin Towers takes quite an effort, but one that's fully rewarded by the view of Cologne, the cultural center that began life as a Roman encampment. The ravages of time and acid rain are unstable. Around 100 stonemasons, sculptors, and stained glass artists are constantly at work, cleaning, impregnating, restoring, and placing sculptures, stonework, windows, and pinnacles, as well as conducting research. These are literally jobs for life, because the 750-year-old building is, at the same time, a permanent construction site, which is as it should be. There's an old saying, as long as the cathedral is being worked on, Cologne is alive. And alive the cathedral city certainly is, with a carnival, pavement artists, street musicians, and thousands of visitors every day.
Another plane load of relief supplies from Europe, sent by the international aid organization Doctors Without Borders, hope for several thousand to 2.5 million people in Sudan threatened by starvation. A group of volunteers has also arrived for what is the world's biggest private relief organization. More and more Germans are also involved. Currently around 7 doctors and nurses, as well as logistics, sanitation, and water specialists. Our aim is to help people caught up in armed conflicts or natural disasters to survive, first of all, and we're often able to achieve that aim with relatively simple means. Volunteers for Médecins Sans Frontières, Doctors Without Borders, need a lot of idealism and toughness. They spend 6 months to a year in a refugee camp. That's about the limit people can manage. But when they're back home, most of the volunteers feel they've developed by leaps and bounds, both professionally and personally. The international organization has been helping refugees and expellees for 27 years, with no regard to ethnic origin, politics, or religious faith. Our refugee camp recreated in Bonn's Mutterplatz to inform people and encourage them to think about the issues. What does Doctors Without Borders mean?
It means we don't work in just one country, but anywhere in the world. So for us, there aren't any borders.
As medical coordinator, Thomas Finkbeiner has worked in Tanzania, Rwanda, and Congo-Brazzaville. He's a committed advocate of the organization's work, which is important because Doctors Without Borders needs private donations to maintain its independence. Half the organization's funding is from public sources, such as the European Union. Young Germans are confronted with the monstrous effects of landmines, also part of the fate of refugees. Some of the things you come up against are certainly extreme. On the other hand, it's immensely gratifying to experience directly just what you can achieve. When you start working at camp, you have these desperately undernourished children. You set up a nutrition program and see the concrete results in a couple of weeks. It's incredibly motivating and very gratifying. Keeping refugee children alive in particular is very fulfilling for Thomas Finkbeiner. The 33-year-old works part-time at the pediatric clinic in Tübingen. Now he's feeling the call of distant places once again, but not sunny vacation spots. He's taking off as volunteer for Doctors Without Borders because there are still too many war zones and crisis areas in the world.
Ravages of Serbian siege in which 4,000 shells a day were fired at Sarajevo for 3 long years. 11,000 of the city's inhabitants were killed in the war. Outside investment is vital for recovery. On the outskirts of the city, Volkswagen has resumed production. A new beginning, it's hoped, will have effect on the whole of Bosnia-Herzegovina. In an assembly plant for Skoda car, the aim is initially to produce between 5,000 and 10,000 cars a year. The plant is on what was the front line. The whole area was under Serbian control, but the Dayton Peace Accord transferred the territory to the Bosnian-Croatian Federation. When they left, the Serbians destroyed machine tools and took everything with them that could be dismantled. The Volkswagen plant, which had provided work for up to 3,500 people for 20 years, was totally unusable. New start means work initially for 60 people, hopefully to 1,200, the head of Volkswagen.
By setting up Volkswagen Sarajevo, we want to make our contribution to stabilizing the peace and building up the economy of the region.
The automobiles are transported by rail in kit form without axles and engines from VW's Soda subsidiary in the Czech Republic along a route recently opened by NATO peacekeeping force S4. Volkswagen has a 58% holding in the Vukovic plant. The remaining 42% is owned by Bosnian Technology Group. Investment is seen as a pioneering move by one of the major companies in Germany, the country which also took in the majority of those fleeing the war.
The portals of a studio known far beyond the borders of Germany. The Babelsberg Studios in Potsdam produced many unforgettable films, like The Blue Angel, starring Marlene Dietrich as Lola back in 1930. After 40 years under the East German communist regime, the studios were at low ebb, and collapse of East Germany threatened the end of the studio. But then a French company bought the site to turn it into a media production center. Oscar-winning director Volker Schlondorf has been committed to the project from the start. Our advantages are firstly an unbroken tradition covering 80 years. Then 300 million invested in high-tech and digital equipment in a place where all the old skills are available. And thirdly, the proximity to Berlin with